What is up, people? What's up, people? Sorry, I'm still kind of getting orientated. I'm trying to get some background music up in here. Hello, Molly. Hi, Ange. Hi, Amanda. Happy Saturday, peeps. I keep wanting to turn up my volume, thinking that I'm going to hear you guys, and that's obviously not how it works. Even though I wish it was. I'm trying to post the link to this on my Instagram story because, of course, I totally never scheduled this like earlier. So now it's last minute, and now I'm posting the link to the live stream. It's really weird. I always am like, oh, okay, because I like answered a few people with like messages and like comments like, oh, I'm gonna go live tomorrow at 10. And so in my head, I'm like, oh, I said it, but I didn't actually announce it. And then I always forget to announce it. And then in my head, I'm like, yeah, I'm going live tomorrow. And then I'm like, oh, but no one knows 'cause I didn't post it. So I literally just wrote live stream. Sorry, guys. Stand by. I feel like so much has happened since the last time I went live, first of all. Second of all, that's really about it, but I just feel like a lot has been happening. Stop by and say hi. Hi, Katie. Happy Saturday to you too. Hi, Brooklyn. Thanks. This actually might as well tell a quick story time because why not? What else are we talking about? This beanie has such an interesting story. This was basically a souvenir from this was over, I think this might have been 2 winters ago now. And at my old gym, because I got a new gym, but at my old gym, about 2 winters ago, I was working out and I met 2 guys there and they were like, hey, blah, blah, blah. We were talking and they're like, yeah, we opened up a gym in New York City, blah, 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 blah. Long story short, go to hang out with them with my other friends and I personally did not vibe. I did not think they were very kind human beings. Hi, Jasmine. Um, Anyways, and when we left, they like gave us these beanies. It's a Grit Boxing. It's a gym in New York, and so now every time I wear this, I'm like bitter because I like don't want to rep them because I didn't really enjoy my time with them. But it's a souvenir that I got from them, so at least that's a perk. Oh, I still have a cough, so it sounds like I'm hacking up a lung occasionally, but we're still vibing with it. What was I doing? Getting music. Oh, here we go. Katie, what are you up to this weekend? First of all, we're getting dumped on, so snow blowing is one of them. But no, after this, excuse me, I'm gonna go skiing actually with my friend Anna for a bit. And my dad is actually coming back into town, so he honestly might come with us. We'll see. And then tomorrow I'm gonna have to podcast, which I totally forgot that tomorrow is gonna like the next podcast episode is another Q&A, and I'm just doing a Q&A on my Instagram story right now. But so Sunday I'm gonna have to record that. I may go hang out with my mom because I haven't really been seeing her as much. Kind of I have, but haven't at the same time. She just needs more company right now. So I may go do that. What else was I thinking of doing tomorrow? I don't remember, but I remember being like, oh, I have to go do that. Oh, I need to go run some errands, actually. I need to go to the store. Because I'm going to a symphony. Not this Friday, but next Friday. Well, that makes, this coming Friday already. Anyway, And I got this really cute, like, long, black, sophisticated, classy dress with an open back, but I don't really have any long coats, so I wanna go get a long coat, which I did order a few long coats on Princess Polly, and I hate them, and I knew I wasn't really gonna like them, but I didn't really like any of the other options, so I wanted to get something. So I think I'm gonna go to, like, TJ Maxx and see if they have any, like, kind of cute long coats to wear with that long dress, just because I feel like it would complete the vibe. Hello. Hey, girly, how's the week been? The week has actually been really good. It's been really fun, but also at the same time, like, I feel like I've been out of my routine, so I feel like not the best at the same time, like, mentally, if that makes sense. I just wanna freaking say, like, you know how I always preach about, like, meditating and journaling and alone time? It's like, I'm not saying that to, like, be trendy and, like, have something to say, like, I mean it through and through, and so, like, when I am not on that routine, like, I just feel such a difference in my headspace, and this sounds so weird too, but I've also just realized this because I feel like a bit ago, like, 2, 3 weeks ago, from that point, like 2 months prior, that whole stretch of time, I was having such, like, vivid dreams, and I really feel like it was because I was so on, like, my mental hygiene, and I just was, like, I guess my energetic hygiene, and I was so, like, tapped into just my spirit and, like, my soul and my higher self, and so I think that's why my dreams, like, were coming through so clearly, and, like, I just realized the past, like, week or 2, my dreams have been, like, fuzzy again like they used to be, where they kind of, like, aren't really making sense, or they're kind of, like, skipping around a little bit, like, they're just not as crystal clear, and I just realized this morning, I was like, it's probably because I just am not as tapped into my energy as I normally am. Food for thought. I'm gonna light this candle, speaking of which. But overall, the week was really fun. I'm not gonna lie. I had a good week. And this was my first, like, real week at my new gym. And at first, I so did not like the gym. Not that I didn't like it, I just was kind of, because it's definitely more expensive than my other gym. And at first, because the equipment at my other gym is definitely, like, really nice quality. And so at first, I was like, dog, the equipment is so much nicer at my other gym. Like, why is this one more expensive? But I think it was really just because I was out of my routine and, like, out of my groove, but, like, already I'm, like, loving it, and it's, like, never crowded, and they have so much, like, diversity of equipment, and I, like, already have found a flow of certain exercises of, like, where to do them and stuff, so I love it. Jenny June, yes, lovely. Thanks for being here. Craig, hello. Happy that you're here. Thanks for being here. Megan, I love that you chat back with us in your DMs. You're the realist. Oh, Megan. To be fully honest, I feel like I'm so bad at answering back DMs, so that means so much to me. I'm a Texas girl living in Germany, so I feel you on the snow. Sorry, I hit send on accident. Yeah. Wait, are you getting a lot of snow there, or, like, what's the weather like in Germany right now? We're getting, like, dumped on again, which I just am like, ugh. That's another reason why I feel like today, because the sky is just gray again. But at least I can go skiing today, which is very, very fortunate. Do you lift with all your jewelry on? I actually really do. The only time I take it off is when I'm doing really heavy dumbbell work. So, like, if I'm, like, heavy RDLs, I tend to take them off, or usually kind of upper body day. It just depends on what I'm feeling. Sometimes I'm just like, I want to take them off, so I'll take them off for my full upper body day. Otherwise, I'll see how far I could go without them on. But, like, pull-ups, I really just don't like to go do, like, really heavy things because they'll bend. Like, I don't know if you can tell with this one. See, it's kind of off-centered, and that's not even a bad one. But, like, my other rings before, I used to never take them off or anything, and they would just be so bent. So I try to take care of them better by taking them off. But I leave my earrings and my necklaces on and everything, and my bracelets. Ran home from the gym for this. Sophia, I'm so happy you could make it. That sounds so on brand for me. Yesterday I had a meeting, and I literally left the gym 15 minutes beforehand, and I, like, was like dove in, turned on my computer at, like, literally 2:59 or 2:29. The meeting was at 2:30. I was like, hey, nice to see you. Honestly, it's a talent. Okay, it's a skill. Katie, also, what's the update for the US retreat? I was hoping someone would ask. I know you said there's lots of details to figure out, but I want to do it so bad. I want everyone to be able to come so badly. So basically, the current status right now is that we're looking at venues. That's what's going on. They're kind of searching. We're looking at venues in Utah and in California because I kind of wanted to see. For me, I care more so about first of all, California and Utah were some of the top voted like destinations anyways. But for me, in order to like bring this to life the way that I want to, what's most important to me is the actual venue of where we are, not necessarily what state we're in. So like I want to be in an area, that has a lot of things for us to do, like a lot of outdoorsy things to do. So I don't really care if we're in California, if like the best place to be is like a place in Utah that really has like the perfect environment that I want to put us in. So that's why I'm kind of looking at venues in 2 different states right now. And I want to pick what best suits the vibe and the atmosphere that I want to create for you guys. So that's currently the update, is that we're looking between California and Utah, looking to find like the perfect venue here. But yeah, I've already been thinking of like itineraries and things that I want to do. Like I want it to have a lot of outdoorsy things, obviously. I want that to be a lot of the activities that we're doing. It's looking like it's going to be early September. I don't know if I've ever said that. So it'd be early September of this year. And what else? I have some really good ideas for like I'm obviously going to give you guys like little goodie bags, and like, I don't want to spoil it, but there's going to be like cute little gifts and stuff. And we've had some really good ideas of like what to give you guys that I think you guys would really love. It's been such a struggle in the winter keeping that discipline strong because I'm ready for the sun. Megan, dog, I feel you. The older I get, the more I'm like, I like notice such a difference in my personality in the winter months as opposed to like summer. As opposed to if it's warm enough for me to wear shorts, like I can't handle it. Yeah. And I'm just all talk. I keep being like, this is my last winter here. This is my last winter here. And then I'm like, here I am in winter. So I don't know. But I just am like, I realized the other day, I'm like, seasonal depression's a choice. Like, you don't have to be somewhere where it's winter. You know what I mean? Like, you could choose to be somewhere where it's sunny and warm all the time. So why am I doing this to myself? I just feel like I'm not my 100% potential. Which I also heard this on TikTok that someone posted, and she was like, this is my winter low. Like, I've hit my winter low. And I was like, that's such a good way to put it. Like, I feel like I'm at my winter low. Listened to your podcast on detachment yesterday during my walk. Absolutely loved it. Oh, Molly, I'm so glad. That was an episode that I've been like meaning to do for such a long time. And I'm so happy I was able to put that out. I'm glad you liked it. I just bought a book about raising your vibe and spirituality because I've heard you talk about it for years and wanted to know more. I'm excited. Good. Dude, I'm telling you, literally every single solitary thing is energy. Everything is energy. Everything is energy. So if you can harness that, like there's something so powerful about actually like being mindful and being conscious about your frequency and your energy. I'm telling you, and like once you are aware of that and you awaken to that and you're like conscious to that, you like can never go back. I'm so happy for you. So it's melted a lot, but we were getting dumped on. Oh, really? Jeez. Hi, Nancy. Thanks for coming. Weird, but we were hoping to move back to Hawaii after we leave, and I'm always like, I'd be comfortable letting Olivia crash my house since I basically know her now. That's so cute. You guys, that's like one of my favorite things when you feel like we would actually be friends in real life, or that like, yeah, you would be comfortable with me coming into your home. Like, I love that. Wait, what island are you going to move to? That makes my heart flutter. I'm so happy for you. Are you in Germany for the military? Is that? I thought you said that your husband or your partner was there for the military, or is that completely incorrect? Am I merging 2 different people? Liv, I feel like you need to write a book. That is my life goal. That's one of my life goals, for sure. My favorite is when I tell you guys, hey, guess what project I've been working on? And then you guys will be back like, you wrote a whole ass book in a month. And I'm like, not yet, but one day. I would love to do that though, for real. I feel like that'd be such a surreal moment. I was thinking about that the other, what did I see in Walmart? Oh, I think it was like Alani Nu. But to me, that would be so insane to like see a product that you created, whether it's like a book or a supplement or something, and like seeing it in like a normal retail store that you like grew up in, like blows my mind. Like Walmart, that's like never going away. That's like that's like the store, and like you have your own product being sold in there. That just blows my mind. I second this, a book, yo. Oh, so okay, Honolulu would be a husband is army. I thought so. That's me. I can't believe you remember that. I don't know why I did, but I just remembered it. Dude, that's so amazing. I'm so jealous, but like in a good, loving way. Like, do you? Go live out your Hawaii life. August would be better for those that are college students. I would love to come. I know that is really true. We basically just went off of what the data was in. That's a good point, Brooklyn. We basically just went off of what the data was in the survey that I put out. However, I can do what I want. No, but if we think that's better, then we should just do August. I'm going to think about that. I'm actually going to write that down so I don't forget about it. Thank you, Brooklyn. That's what I kind of felt like September was a little bit random. But again, that was just what was most voted for. But I'm going to say... When do you guys normally go back to school, though? Isn't that like mid-August already? So it would have to be like early August, question mark? If anyone can answer, that'd be great. But I also could look it up. If I'm being honest. Anyways, I know I've talked about books before, but do you have any fave authors or books for intro to higher vibes or spirituality? Look up Eckhart Tolle. ECKHART and then TOLLE. That's how I say it. I don't know if it's Tolle. Eckhart Tolle. I love him. Power of Now, New Earth. Those are like super classic, pretty well-known books that like I felt so conscious when I was reading them. And also The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer are all great. Oh, and Alan Watts. He's a good little philosopher. I'm definitely going to try and come to the retreat. We're supposed to move back to the States in August to who knows where. I'd love to attend. What other options are you looking at? / how does that even work? Does it just... Oh, well, I guess it depends on where he gets stationed. I'm assuming, yeah. August 20th or something for me. Fall 2020, we went back. Fall of 2022, we went back August 22nd. Okay, but the first week of classes is kind of useless. Guys, I can't be, like, encouraging you guys to miss freaking college. Okay. I'm writing that down. Maybe we could do, like, a send-off. Okay, other question, though. Do you guys have a break in October, though? I feel like I had a break. What is that, Columbus Day weekend? But that's going to be tight. That's only going to be, like, 3 days. Oh, yeah, Brooke, those are good, too. Abraham Hicks and Deepak Chopra. I haven't really looked into Deepak Chopra as much as I would like to. Can you guys kind of hear this background music or no? I feel like every time I do this and no one can hear it, and I'm like, what? I thought we were vibing, though. I'm currently reading the Book of Secrets by Deepak. So many... Am I saying that right, by the way? So many gems. I'm going to write that down. I've never even heard of it. Livfiit. Are you guys doing anything fun this weekend that could potentially be worthwhile? Also, I think I'm going to be whipping around in a new whip, which is exciting because, which I'm not taking responsibility of this. Obviously, I live in a family home here, and so we're getting a different, like, kind of community car to have here for everyone. So more of the story is I don't always need to be. I drive around like a bus right now, not literally, but like it's just like a really big car to fit all of our ski gear in when we need it, like from time to time. And I'm obviously so grateful to have the car, but it's just like I feel like I'm driving a boat or like sailing because it's just so freaking big. Which don't get me wrong, I'm definitely more of like I don't really like sedans. I'm more of like an SUV person, but I'm not like a freaking Escalade person. Like that's not what it is, but it's that size. It's like huge. So anyways, now we're like getting a smaller car for me to be able to drive around, not just for me, for the family, but I'm really excited to have it. And you guys know I love cars, so I'm excited just to like see a different one, you know? I'm catching up on schoolwork this weekend. Or nar, are you what I want to say what level? Are you in high school, college, grad school? I just did a CrossFit competition this morning. Damn, Katie, getting it done already. How did it go? Update your EMOM workout was awesome. Thanks, super sweaty after. Yay, I'm glad. I think they go by wicked fast, and that's why I really like them. Currently at work, so not that exciting. What do you do for work, or where do you work? I'm going to see Daniel. I've never heard of him. Today for my birthday? Who is this man? I've never heard of him before. Am I gonna... Oh. He's a singer. I've really never heard of him before in my life, but that's exciting. I freaking love concerts. Finishing up senior year at the moment. Dang. How do you feel about that? Are you like nostalgic to be finishing high school? Wait, I'm also assumed senior year of high school, not college. Correct me if I'm wrong. It was hard AF. I usually just lift, so it was very humbling. Oh, wait, was that your first? Did you say? Was that your first CrossFit competition? Dude, I feel like CrossFit would be so hard. To be fully honest, I feel like lifting doesn't really prep you to. I digress. I mean, it makes you a strong athlete, but I just feel like if you like are primarily a lifter and then you go to like do CrossFit or like a HIIT class or Pilates, like everything feels so hard because it's just like a different muscle that you're kind of working or style of training of high school did not specify. That's wild. Are you excited to be done with high school? I feel like at that point I was definitely ready to like, I remember I was so ready to just move on to something else. Yeah. Yes, you're 100% right. I barely do cardio in that way. It's so different. Yeah. It's just like it's such a because it's different type of strength. Like even like you know what I mean? Like you could be so freaking strong in the weight room, but like not be able to do a pull up because it's like body weight strength is so different and like adding in endurance factors. It's just like CrossFit is such a different style of training. And same thing like with Pilates, like slow micro movements. I'm like my muscles are freaking burning, but yet I can, I don't know. It's just wild. I'm ready to be done. This is my third school for just high school. In my second half of ninth grade, got lost in translation, so I'm having to do that along with senior. Shut up. Are you serious? You're having to redo ninth grade classes right now? Dog, if that was at my high school, I'd be like, dude, I already did it. I already went there. Like, don't even get me started. So long story short, ready for college. Yeah, dog, I feel that. Where are you going, if you don't mind me asking? I will be snowboarding. Why was that funny? Dog, I'll be skiing, so legitness. I'll be snowboarding. That was electric. I loved that. I live 5 days a week and include cardio, but took a spin class and bro, see? I'm gonna do it again, but I was like, I'm not even out of shape. What the fuck? Yeah, dog. I'm telling you. Yeah, don't even get me started on spin classes, dog. Those are freaking hard. And that's my thing. It's like I almost feel most in shape when my cardiovascular endurance is there. Like I feel much more athletic when I can like keep up in a spin class or do sprints or like go for a run. So that's like when it definitely gets warmer out, I want to do more of that. I would run a little bit last summer and I actually really liked it. But which I feel like running outside is so different than running on a treadmill. I would never be like, I'm gonna go for a run and go run on the treadmill. No. For me, it's like if I'm gonna go on like a distance run, like 2 miles, I'm gonna go outside. Yes, it's so frustrating, but I've come to terms with it, but there's a lot of ranting at first. Yeah. University of Central Florida. Oh, that'll be very fun. Oh, I'm jealous. You live in Florida? Or maybe not. Do you live in Florida, or are you going out of state? Dude, the other day I was thinking, like, if I had to do schoolwork again, it's kind of alarming how I feel like my brain is mush now, but, like, absolutely not. I'm at UCF too. Oh, how legit. How legit that. I'm training for my first marathon. You got to do treadmill sometimes, but outside is way better. Yeah, I'm sure if you have like a legit goal like that, like marathon training, you beggars can't be choosers. You got to get it in somehow, which may involve a treadmill. That's legit though. Good for you. I can't believe that. Good for you. I literally can't fathom running a marathon. Well, I live in the UK right now. Whoa, but I'm from Florida and spent the first decade of my life there. Damn. Wait, that's kind of legit. What brought you to the UK then? Guys, I so wish we could just, maybe I should scratch the lives and we just go on Zoom. Liv, do you know any other languages? Nar. I can kind of understand Spanish, but like, no one hold me to that, you know what I'm saying? But I can understand it and read it better than I can speak it and write it. I'm better at digesting it than like conveying messages. If that makes sense. But if I stayed in Spain longer, like if I was there for my full term for studying abroad, I 100%, I feel like would have been way more conversationally fluent. Like 100%. And I was so freaking close because I also remember it was literally right before we had all come home because I studied abroad when COVID broke out, in case any of you guys missed that. But so I was there for like 2 months, and then at the halfway point was like when everything was happening, closing down because of COVID, so everyone had to leave. And I vividly, like, I remember my host mom, because I stayed with a host mom who only spoke Spanish. She like didn't know any English, and it got to the point where she was like telling me a whole story. Like she was in the why can't I think of it? She was in the doorway of my room, and she was like telling me this whole long story, and it was like a whole, like she was talking for like a few, like 5 minutes, and I was like, wait, I'm totally keeping up with the story. Like I there's no holes. Like I totally know what's going on. And so I just feel like if I was there for those last 2 months, I would have been like way more comfortable. I feel like I was like here and then I had to go home, but I was almost like, you know. How do you accept that you need to gain weight? I feel like for me, because this was my biggest realization when I went through this whole HA situation, it was that like you need to remember like why we're trying to be healthy anyways, right? And so it's like for me it was so contradictory and hypocritical to be like, oh, I'm so passionate about taking care of myself and eating well and exercising, if theoretically I'm doing that to take care of my health, but I'm doing it too much that it's unhealthy for my body. So it kind of just made me realize that like it was just defeating the whole purpose, and it was hypocritical for me to feel like I'm doing all these action steps to take care of my health, but I'm really just running my health into the ground. And so if I'm doing this to be genuinely healthy, I need to take the steps that will make me genuinely healthy. And sometimes that does mean gaining weight. Like healthy weight gain is 100% a thing. I'm heavier than I was at my leanest, but I'm so much healthier. And I think when you can kind of get past those surface level pressures and the societal pressures of feeling like, the smaller the better, the leaner the better, and you're able to move past that, like there's so many perks that comes with being a healthy weight. Like it's crazy, but if you think about it, like the only perk to like having a lower body fat percentage is having a lower body fat percentage. But like when you're a healthy weight, it's like your sex drive's better, your hormones are better, you have more energy, your hunger cues are more stable, your digestion is on point, you're stronger in the gym, like you're more lively. Like there's truly an endless list of benefits, health benefits that come with being actually a healthy weight. And it's very honestly can be very detrimental to be underweight. So I just kind of thought about my true genuine health, and I kind of questioned myself like, oh, if you're actually passionate about health, then why wouldn't you care about being genuinely internally healthy? And so that's kind of what I thought of. And harsh wake up call, is being underweight for like a long period of time can really can really make you more likely to develop actual health conditions like down the road. And I thought about my future children. I thought about a lot of things. I thought about wanting to be able to have kids, and that comes with having really healthy hormones, and that comes with being at a healthy weight, you know? So it's kind of just looking at the bigger picture and not focusing so much just simply on the surface level concept of the way that you look, by being able to see more definition like of your muscles by being a little leaner. Yeah, I've been all over Florida, then 3 years in Uganda. Dog, then 2 in Alabama, then 3 in the UK, my parents' job. Wow, that is all over the board. That has to have been crazy to like grow up like that. Like for me, I'm like, oh, that seems cool now, but that just would be a very interesting experience to go through that like at high school level. That's wild. Talk about a lot of experience at such a young age. That's so cool. Do you have advice for that post-corporate job, winter low at like 5 p.m.? I live in the middle of the city of Chicago, so it's just gray and dark. Dog. That I I want to be positive for you, but I know that I would disintegrate into the ground. That's what I have so much respect for, the people out there doing those corporate jobs that like leave before, like, you know what I mean? Like get inside at like 8 o'clock and leave at 5 o'clock when it's dark out. Like I have so much respect for you. My advice would be like, if I were you, I would try to get outside anytime I could, or like sit by the window. So like during my lunch break, I 100% would be the person to like at least go sit in my car or something. If it's like really cold outside, if you can, I don't even know if that's an option, but if you can, just to like get some sort of like outdoor space. Like when I did work, I worked one like kind of, I don't want to say corporate job, but like job where I really clocked in and out, and it was like in like it was in a medical building. And every time during my lunch break, I was freaking outside, and that helped me a lot. It has definitely shaped me as a person. It was hard, but I wouldn't change who I am now for an easier childhood. I love that. I'm sure it did teach you so many freaking lessons. And I'm like, you're such a unique individual now having that experience. Like, not a lot of people experience that. I have a lot of respect for you for going through that. Do macronutrients matter, or is it okay to eat what we prefer and gain weight? Or is it okay to eat what we prefer and gain weight? They definitely do matter, and so do micronutrients, but it's nothing for you to like micromanage of like, oh, I need to go down to the gram of what you should be eating, because also it's totally individual to the person. Of like, some people do better with like a higher fat intake, some people do better with the higher carb intake, / some people it's just like your palate, like you might really prefer or gravitate towards eating lots of avocados and nuts and seeds because that's what you like to eat. So naturally you may consume less carbohydrates, or vice versa. Someone might be like a pasta and rice person and don't really care for like nuts and seeds, so they're higher up on the carb intake. So they do matter to make sure that you're getting somewhat of a proportionate ratio between them, but it's not to the point where you like need to be micromanaging down to the gram of what you're eating. And naturally, if you're listening to your hunger cues, like the body knows best, naturally, I promise you will gravitate towards all 3 of those macronutrients at some point in time. Because I've done that experiment before where because I don't track normally, like I'm a mindful eater, but I've done that before where I just have written down, I've weighed everything throughout the day, but I just write it down on a piece of paper, so I'm not like biased, like seeing where I am at the day of like my numbers. And then at the end of the day, I'll go in and like and put it into MyFitnessPal just to like see where I'm at. And this happened multiple times where I was like literally, I was almost like perfect on the ratio between like protein, carbs, and fats. It was kind of amazing how like just naturally like your body can know what it needs, you know? Advice on giving up a comfortable life to pursue a lifelong dream. Oh, Megan, don't get me started. How to get over the fear of taking that risk and the uncertainty of it. Listen, no one even knows what's happening tomorrow. And like, to me, a comfortable life is the scariest life. I was just kind of having this conversation with someone, like just kind of that unconscious, mundane, like just going through the motions to like be safe. Like to me, that's just not like, to me, that's not a life that I want to live. Like it feels like it lacks passion, it lacks life, it lacks excitement, it lacks passion. That's like just the word that I want to use. And to me, it's like that's scarier to me of not ever pursuing my dream. Yeah, like living a comfortable life is scarier to me than the thought of me taking the risk on trying to live my lifelong dream, because I would hate to, when I'm 50 or 60 years old or whatever, be like, damn, I've created this whole life that I've kind of backed myself into a corner to, that I don't necessarily know if I ever even wanted, because I was too scared to take the risk in the first place. It's like all of us are so young that we have so much more time than we think. And I think society tries to mold us into feeling like we have to do what's safe. We have to do the comfortable route. But it's like, for what? It's like, I don't even want this life. So why would I be working to go create a life that I don't really enjoy, to continue working to sustain that life that I don't really like? It's like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. And I think that we have to be like, okay, what's your career? What's this? Like, have all your ducks in a row. It's like, for fucking what? Like, excuse my language, but kind of. It's like, I don't know how else to explain it, but to me, I'm like, life is meant to be worth living, and life is meant to be lived. And to me, it's like that involves taking risks and like going after what we want. Cause it's like, I feel like so many of us get caught up in this end destination of having this comfortable life. It's like, okay, now what? You got there and now you have 50 plus years of sitting in that comfortability. I don't know. It's like, we just have more time than we think. You know what I mean? It's like, you can go chase your dream for 3 years. If I did, I would still be 26. Like, that's still so young. It's just like, I don't know. I feel like I don't really give you advice. I just kind of ran on a rant, but like, you don't need to be scared of it. Like, the only fear that you should have is living a life that you don't love, in my opinion. In the way that I want to live life, that's what scares me most, is living a life that I don't love, and living a life that feels like is like built out for me. Like, I want to choose my own life. I want to create my own life. And it's like, if you like, that's what's exciting about it, is that you don't know what's going to come next. Like, I don't know what's going to be in my job in the next year, but like, for me, I'm like, that's what keeps me feeling so present and like in life. Like, if I knew what was going to happen 3 years from now, of like being in my same job, or I'm just using this as an example, like, I just would feel, it just feels boring to me, in my opinion, and like mundane. But you need to also understand that safety net is always going to be there. Your job is always going to be there. Maybe not that same one, but you can always go back and get a 9-to-5 job. I even think about that if I get nervous if I don't know what's going to happen. I'm like, at the end of the day, I could go get a normal job. It's always going to be there. But at this point in time, when we have time on our side, like, now is the time to go hustle and try to chase our dreams, you know? I feel like I'm just talking in a circle, but I just feel so passionate about that one. So it's like, who freaking cares if you fail, dog? It's like, I did this for 5 years. Like, yeah, technically I failed over and over again, but not necessarily. There's a good quote that says you only fail when you give up. Because otherwise, like, for the past 5 years, I just was like, I'm still working at it. Like, no, I haven't failed yet. I just haven't made it there yet. You know? Thank you for that thoughtful answer. When you were recovering from HA, how many times did you exercise? What did you do as exercise? Also, how long did it take you to get your period back? I have a whole in-depth video of this now, like 2 years ago now, but I think I have a whole playlist on, I have a playlist on my channel that's labeled like HA something something. And in there, it was like there's a whole video about it, about how I trained for HA. But essentially, I think I went down to like 3 to 4 days a week. But I basically, what was most important is I just halved my intensity on like everything. So even though I was still training 4 days a week for like my sanity and just to be able to like be in the gym because I liked being there, but I would just go like super light. Like, I would half the weight, half the reps, like, yeah, half the number of exercises. Like, I just would really decrease everything. What did you do as exercise? I still only weight trained because, yeah, I just didn't really do any like HIIT. I didn't do any endurance training of any sorts. And how long did it take you to get my period? It took me like 4 to 6 weeks to get my period back. Yeah, dude, it's so hard. Thank you. I'm going to try that this week. Yeah, I'm telling you, I feel like it really makes a difference. And like, I'm serious. Like, I don't know what your work environment is, but like, sit next to a window. Like, dog, I would sit my ass so freaking close to a window. I'd be like, that I feel like would help me. Yes, walking on your lunch break is a must for a desk job. Yeah. My mom, when she lived back in New York, she would do that in the warmer months. She would go for like a 20-minute walk during her lunch break. And I like loved that. Have you ever had a gym partner, or you prefer working out alone? I find it hard to hold myself accountable on getting in the gym. From Jocelyn. No, not really. The only time I really ever go with someone is like when I would have a boyfriend. Like that is, yeah. And even so, don't ever work out with them. Usually, it's like we would go together and then work out separate. I've never been someone to work out with someone, but I also think it 100%. It's one of those things where it's kind of like however you start is what's like comfortable for you moving forward. I guess like for me, this was always an individual thing. And I turned to lifting when I was like at a really low point mentally and like a really hard time in my life. And that was like my own personal coping mechanism and escape. So for me, when I'm in the gym, like it's a very intimate time. Even now, I'm like just with my headphones in with myself. You know, when I'm going through a hard time or if I'm down for the day, like I just go and I'm with myself. And so I never really, it's rarely like a social thing that I like want to go with someone and like talk to them during my workout. Like rarely ever. And I also don't think a lot of people would feel me on this. Let me know if you guys do agree. But I personally feel like I go way harder when I train alone because I'm just like in that competition. I don't really get I don't really get super competitive with someone else. Like I just don't. I get really competitive with myself for the most part. So when I'm alone and I have like my music like blasting in my ears and I'm like just thinking about things, like that's when I train hardest. Where I find is when I'm with someone, I'm like wanting to goof off. 'Cause that's also my personality. Like when I'm hanging out with someone, I want to goof off and be like, so like I just don't go as hard. So I definitely prefer to work out alone. Hi, King J. Thanks for showing up. Girl, that's such a good viewpoint. Thank you. It's a mental thing. I feel sick if I miss more than 2 days of workouts. Yeah, balancing work and life. I feel that, dog. Because, dude, so much of working out is so mental. And I mean, in the sense of like mental health. Like, I totally feel you. Like, I need movement and exercise in at least some way, like, makes me feel so much. It helps my mental space so much. I kind of like I love how much I've discovered like you know mindful tools and stuff. But when I like this morning, I was like, I'm so high maintenance. Like I'm like I didn't meditate today. I didn't journal. I didn't do my affirmations. Like I'm falling apart at the seams. But like it matters. Usually it's like when I'm on like day 5 of not doing it that I'm like, all right, hang on, I need to recalibrate for a second. Could you rate my strength workout and see what you would do differently? 10,000% I would. Which, this reminds me, I want to actually, you can buy like a subscription to a streaming service, which I still need to figure out how to use it. But essentially, like, then it would just be a streaming service. Then I could like plug in, which I still could do technically now, but it just would be better. Like, I could plug in my podcasting mic so the audio would be better. And I could maybe hook my actual camera up to it, I think. But then I could, like, you guys could send me videos of, like, your form of something. Or, yeah, like, send in your workout. And then I could review it and everyone can kind of see it. And it would be like a teaching thing. A teaching moment. I have an ad. Guys, oh, yeah, also, did you know I'm back to my iPhone 8. Which, I just realized I didn't even know that iPhone freaking 14 was even out. But, anyway. So, we're back to this crusty ass. Look at this. I can't. Better than nothing, though. I'm actually so. I like didn't realize the importance of iCloud until I had to turn this phone on, and I was like, thank the freaking Lord that there's all this stuff on there. Justin, if you're able, go at the same or similar times every time. I would suggest trying to build a relationship with a few of the regulars because that will help you want to show up every time. Yo, that's like such good advice. That is such good advice. That's so true. Because, like, when I have little gym friends there, that's, like, the extent of my social interactions. Like, I like having people there to be like, hey, what's up? We talk, and it's fun. But it's not like we're working out together. But, like, it's exciting to, like, see each other. That was such good advice. Thank you for sharing that. Going to the gym, best decision you can make for yourself. Facts, King J. Preach it. What do you do when you get bored / how do you deal with boredom? I'm trying to learn to be okay with boredom without turning to scroll through socials and be more mindful. Megan, great question. What do you do when you get bored / how do you deal with boredom? I feel very blessed in this because with what I do for work, there's kind of always something that I could be doing. Like I could always be creating content. I could always be starting a different project. I could always be getting back to DMs. I could always be answering comments. So there's always kind of something that I could do that kind of prevents me from feeling that way. But I would say for like those moments when I'm like, damn, I actually feel bored. That's me depending on the weather, but like that's me when I'll go outside, I'll go for a walk, I'll read something, or I'll watch YouTube videos, or a weird thing that I've been wanting to get into is like coloring, like in a coloring book. Like I feel like that would be such a cool meditative thing. To be fully honest, because I also got a question in my question box on Instagram that I haven't answered yet, but someone was like, how do you find a hobby? And I'm like, I was thinking of like so many different things, like even like knitting and crocheting and embroidery, like all these random things. It's like, to me, like I think anything is so cool that just isn't freaking mainstream. Like if someone does anything besides like doing something in front of a freaking phone screen, I'm like, I think that's so cool. Like the fact that no one really, there's not a lot of people that like knits or like embroiders anymore. I'm like, that is so cool that that's like what you genuinely enjoy doing in your pastime. So anyway, so I kind of just got off topic here, but yeah, I don't know. When I'm bored, I kind of run through the list of things that I like to do. Like I like to be outside. I like to be active. If it's warm out, I like to go longboard. Sometimes if I'm bored, I'll literally go to the gym. I'll go for a walk. I'll listen to a podcast. I'll clean my room. I don't know. I feel like I'm very content alone, so I can really just find, and I like doing little quiet kind of chachi activities where I'm just kind of like putzing around. So that's kind of what I do. And in terms of having to deal with boredom, like I like that you said that you're trying to not turn to social media. I think that's a huge thing because to me, that's like not even, that's just like a mindless coping thing when people are just like, oh, I don't have anything to do, so I'm just going to sit on social media. It's like you're not even like trying to rack your brain of things to do. So I think that's a huge thing. I've been trying to really be way more discerning with that too. Like only go on my phone when I have an intention. And sometimes the intention is like I just need to decompress and I want to scroll. But I'm very aware of like, okay, you know, I've had my 20 minutes, 30 minutes, like time to move, try to switch up, time to go do something to make it like not be so in a trap of like just endless scrolling. What's your favorite workout and least favorite? If you mean like workout day, my favorite day is leg day because I'm basic, and my least favorite is probably upper body day because I'm basic. But it's because I'm not like super passionate about like, I'm just trying to maintain my upper body mass. So I just like am not super like, yeah, let's lift some heavy shit. Like I just am kind of like, I'm just going to kind of maintain what's happening up here. So it doesn't really light me up. In terms of favorite exercises, probably either a hip thrust or an RDL. And my least favorite exercise is oh wait. I really don't like bench pressing. Like with the barbell. Or what's another one? I realized another day that I don't really like it. Sorry, I'm kind of blanking. I don't really know. First one that's coming to mind is a bench press. I just don't really enjoy it. It's not as serious, but a simple, hey, where you been? And having to respond with I was feeling lazy will help convince you to go. Dog, that is so spot on. Love that tip, thanks. I've got a group of guys that are like my dad's age. It is so underrated to have older friends at the gym. I agree. And we've got that vibe going. And he'll be like, where you been? And I'll respond, I was sleeping in, and he'll just give me a look and I'm back on track. Dog, I love that. To add to the above comment on going at the same time can decrease gym anxiety that some people have. I know I was intimidated at first, but I didn't always know what to do. So going at the same time and seeing the same people made me feel more comfortable. Carmen, you guys are such geniuses. That's such another great tip. That's so true. Because you're just like familiar. Whoa. You're familiar with the vibe at that time of day. Because it really is different. Like even now if I go at an unusual time, I'm like, what's going on? Who are y'all? Yeah, exercise, I mean, and damn girl. I read books or listen to audiobooks to get past my day. It helps. I've never really experienced an audiobook and I kind of want to try. The reason why I don't feel like I would like audiobooks is because if you were to look at any book I've read, it's freaking underlined everywhere. Like, I'm such a visual, hands-on, like, I need to underline to, like, process everything. Liv, you're the best. Thank you. You're the best. Thank you for being here. Hip thruster killer, my least favorite is easily deadlifts. Oh yeah, I never really conventionally deadlift or sumo deadlift. They just don't do it for me. They don't like me up. Carmen, yes, whenever I go at a different time, I feel a little uncomfortable, whereas my normal time, I'm super confident. That's so true. Wait, I want to scroll back. Spenderman crunches, hate them. I'm a lifter. I've never done those. Oh, Spider-Man crunches. Yeah, those actually are brutal. It's kind of like listening to a podcast almost. Yeah, that is actually true. And I don't really ever like take notes when I'm listening to a podcast. But I just don't feel like, I don't know, I should really try. That is true. I feel like it would definitely just feel like a podcast. A part of me, what I'm thinking of now is like, I'm like, why don't I write things down when I'm listening to a podcast? Because I feel like how I underline in a book helps me digest it more. I feel like writing notes while listening to a podcast. But because I'm never just sitting when I'm listening to a podcast, I'm like usually on a walk. Go to healthy meal, dogs. Let me tell y'all something. 2 things to say, then I will kind of answer the healthy meal thing. 2 things I've recently discovered that I'm kind of like pissed that I'm just kind of discovering. 1, freaking tzatziki sauce. Okay, first of all, so easy to make homemade. Second of all, it's literally the base is Greek yogurt. So it's just full of protein. It's like literally Greek yogurt, lemon, dill, garlic, and I don't know what else. But it's super like clean. Because I just feel like dressings and condiments and stuff like that's where there's just a lot of like yucky ingredients in my opinion. It's like hard to find a really nice clean one. So boom, it takes care of that. And 2, it's like a super high protein snack. So you're telling me like when you're dipping a freaking cucumber, oh, it's all, and then also diced cucumbers in there. But like you're telling me when I'm dipping a cucumber or carrot in there and I'm getting however much protein in every time because it's freaking Greek yogurt. Like, are you kidding me? I'm so stoked on it. And it's kind of changed my life. And I'm definitely going to use it more often or make it more often. And next thing is spaghetti squash that I just recently discovered as in freaking 2 days ago. It's just so easy to make. You literally cut it in half. You pop it in the oven face down, 400 degrees for like 40 minutes. And it just gets super soft. And you just scrape it with a fork. And it just kind of all like goes into spaghetti form. And it's so easy just to put literally anything over it. But the other night we made like a meat sauce with like, it was like ground turkey and then obviously a can of crushed tomatoes and then zucchini, green bell pepper, red bell pepper. I added garlic, onion. Did I say zucchini? Yeah, I did. And I just made a meat sauce out of it and you put it over the spaghetti squash. So good. And it was such a good like comfort meal. And I feel like it would be a good, honestly, like since it's still a pretty light meal, it would be a good like warm meal to have in the summer because it's not like super hefty. So that's kind of a go-to meal lately now. Spaghetti squash with meat sauce. Also, I've been really on my cooking game. We also made like gyros the other night that were so good, so easy. It's just like cube up some chicken, cook that ish, then you put it in like a gyro, which is also like mini pitas that you can get at Whole Foods that I love that are really clean ingredients by a company from Boulder, Colorado. I forget what it's called. But then you just basically put the chicken on there with cucumber, red onion, tomato, and that tzatziki sauce. So good. To die for. Truly to die for. Do you feel like you get judgment for your health, wellness, mindfulness journey? People around me tend to tease me for my interest in self-improvement and fitness, and it can feel discouraging sometimes. Megan, super valid question. I don't, because I was very blessed to have really genuine friends like from a young age. So even when I got into this, no one ever was really like, what are you doing? Like they were very supportive, at least to my face. I can't, but no, I do. Yeah. They were really good friends. So, but I will say it's people who aren't like actually in my circle that like know of Livfiit, they'll be like, they would kind of tease me and be like, oh, Livfiit, blah, 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 blah. So kind of yes and no, like not from the people that it matters from, but I definitely have experienced judgment from like, you know, people who I'm not close with. And Doug, my thing is like, I don't even take an ounce of offense to it because I'm like, for me, like you should never feel discouraged about it. Like you should feel, I want to say bad for them. Like to me, I was just thinking about this in the gym the other day because this is kind of making me think of the people who don't really try in their workouts because it's like cool to like not feel like you need to try or to like not care too much. Like you don't want to look like you're trying too hard. And I think that is bullshit. And the people who say that are just, they're the ones that suck because I'm like, I don't even know how to explain it, but I'm like, that to me is what's not cool, is you just feeling like not trying and not wanting to push yourself. So like if someone was teasing me about like taking care of my health, I'm like, Doug, you need to go look in the mirror if you think that's something that is something to tease. I don't know. For me, it's just like that's such a people on two different levels that I'm like, okay, if you want to live your life and not care about your health or think that it's cool to tease someone for taking care of themselves, like I want nothing to do with you. I don't want to be like you, so why would I care what your opinion is? Type situation. Like to me, like that's such low vibrational behavior that I can't even take offense to it because it just seems so asinine to me. Do you know what I mean? It's like kind of like if a kid were to make fun of you in a sense of something that they just don't understand because they don't know any better. Like that's what I feel like with these types of like really low level insults and judgments and like kind of being made fun of. I'm like, you're at such a low frequency to me / on a level that I just don't want to be at, not even make it a hierarchy in a lane that I don't want to be in. So I don't really even care what you have to say to me. I need to get better at explaining that, but that's just kind of how I feel it in my head. Been a quiet watcher today, but just want to say hi. Hi, Jordan. I appreciate you popping in. I'm not going to lie. Just hopping on. Love the BD. Hey, Felicia. Thank you. I did a mini story time, but this was a souvenir from some not nice guys that I met like 2 winters ago. But I still wear it, even though I'm bitter about it, because I'm like, I don't want to advertise your gym. But I like the beanie. What can I say? Megan, I normally feel like this response is just fake because some people are just mean, but many people who judge you for self-improvement are jealous about it. That's what I mean. Like, I'm sorry, I just don't. To me, it's if someone said something, it literally would just go because I don't know how to explain it. I need to think about this a little bit better to like articulate it better to like maybe say it in a podcast. But yeah, Doug, it's just like they just seem on such a different level to me, so that's why they don't understand it, and that's why they feel like it's a good idea to judge you, to pass judgment on you about it. It's like they feel inferior for you like trying to become a better version of yourself because they know that they're not trying to do it either. You rarely get hate from people that are above you. Let's put it that way. Meaning people who are coming at you are people who are trying to pull you down. I'm here from Saudi Arabia, and I love you so much. Oh, thank you. Thank you for being here. Can't believe you're all the way from Saudi Arabia. That's so cool. I think I need some caffeine today, dogs. Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for coming today, by the way. I feel like I haven't given a proper thank you. I really appreciate your guys' time and hanging out with me. Because if you guys weren't here, I'd be talking to myself, even though I already do that. But, you know, it's nice to have peeps to hang with, you know? And I do want to bring these back. This past month was a little bit hectic. A family member got injured, which I just haven't really disclosed. So that's been like a thing that I've been like trying to help take care of them. And then also I had a lot of family still in at the beginning of the month. I got sick twice, so that's kind of why I was off with going live. But I do want to get back on this like every other week situation. So let's see when the next one would be actually. Hang on, the music's going to come out. So the next time would be February 11th, which actually okay, stand by. I'm going to try to can someone remind me to actually freaking post earlier when I'm going live, because this is what I do. I didn't even schedule the live until literally 3 minutes before I was going live. But I may not be here the 11th, which would be like the next bi-weekly one to do. So we'll see. Maybe I'll go live the 4th or the 18th. Stand by on that one. I'll let you guys know. Greetings from Poland. Hello. I love these. It's so fun to just hang out and chat with the community. It is fun because I just feel like we're like getting to know each other better more. And we're just all vibing, you know? Hanging out. Maxing. Relaxing. Dogs. I don't know if you guys have this, if you don't have like a business account, but like they changed the Instagram DM thing where you have like, usually it's like primary inbox and a general inbox, and now they had a third category of all, and now it's like all the messages are there, and I don't like it because it's confusing me. And there usually is a spot for like message requests that go in a different thing if I haven't had a conversation with you before, but now it's all in the all category, and now it's just conjumbled. Anywho, this is my first time joining a live, and I'm so glad I joined. I've always loved your content. Your insights are really changing my life. As cheesy as it sounds, please keep creating content. Megan, I literally may shed a tear. That was so sweet of you to say. Thank you so much. I'm so happy that you took the leap and joined a live. I'm so happy that you're here. Those messages make me be like, ugh, because I just don't think you guys understand. And I feel like, I hope you guys, let me play this music again. I feel like, you know, I do feel like you guys see me for like a human, but I know it's easy when like through social media and through a screen to kind of just feel like people like, I don't know, that the creators like don't have flaws or that they're perfect or that they, you know, don't ever struggle with confidence. Like I do have days where I really have imposter syndrome where I'm like, is anyone even listening? Like I'm not doing well anymore. Like my content is kind of crashing. So like hearing you guys still like give me that positive reinforcement and just like validation to like keep going helps me so freaking much. Like I'm still a normal human and I go through different phases with my confidence level and stuff like that. And like these messages like truly keep me going, as cheesy as that sounds. So like I can't thank you guys enough, truly. How can I live independent in my family's house? Doug, I feel for this so much. And I think it's hard, especially because I'm someone who like really, my environment is really important to me for like my mental space and mental health. But for me, like growing up and stuff like that, like I just would really try to create a safe space in my room. And like just really go to my room when I need alone time, when I need space and things like that. I really get asked often about like eating and stuff like that in a family home. You know, if you guys like have like joint family dinners, it's like, how are you supposed to eat your own thing? And for me, I would try to like talk to your parents, talk to your mom to like have, you know, maybe have her get you some things that you want from the store that's special, or, you know, have a talk with her that you know, like, or whoever makes dinner in your family, that, you know, you have your own goals and you're on a thing where you want to eat different food and things like that, and nothing to like offer offense to them, but just that you have different goals that you need to eat for, and just kind of maybe have a conversation about it. I'll hop on the wholesome train and say I have seen changes in the years since I found your channel whenever I put effort into implementing any of the things you talk about. I love that. I really love that. Sometimes I also forget, like, and I don't mean this in any which way, I just don't think about it, that I forget that some people just watch and not necessarily have a passion for like health and wellness. And so is a cool thing to hear, that like when you do actually take the steps of like the things that I preach, that you do see a difference. How you feel about say but to winter? How do I feel about winter? Maybe, I think is what you mean. How you feel about say but to winter? If you ask me how I feel about the winter, I don't really do well in the winter. We talked about this earlier in the live. I just get really down. I feel like I lose energy. I feel like I'm not as just like excited. Things like that. That's actually why I love your content. It's real and unfiltered, and compared to a lot of other influencers, your passion and good intention shines through in your content. Thank you. And even though it's your job and there are financial benefits, it's obvious it means more to you than that, and that's why it resonates with me. Megan, that means so much to me. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you a lot. Thank you. Those words hit me in my heart space. And it's 11:11 for those who need a sign for something. Whoa, and this thing says 666 on it, which is another angel number. Anyways. Wow. Okay, peeps. Oh, say bye to winter. Yeah. Oh, how do you feel about saying bye to winter? I'm happy to say bye to winter. I don't like winter. So, it's just not my favorite season. Okay? Probably my favorite, this is my tiers. Summer, spring, fall, winter. There's things that are great about winter. There's cozy things about winter, but like I'm totally okay to just fast forward, you know what I'm saying? But anywho, all right, I think I'm gonna go though because I'm gonna get ready to go skiing to try to enjoy this winter season. And I also need to answer some more Instagram questions. Stay tuned. I'll let you guys know when the next live stream is. I appreciate everyone for coming out and hanging with me and vibing and chilling and maxing and relaxing. And I will also keep you updated on the USA retreats. If you are looking to join my Costa Rica retreats, you can look down below in the description box. I have links to the trip pages. I believe there's one spot open now. A spot opened up on the first day of the Costa Rica retreat if you're interested in coming. And I think there's 8 spots for the following week for the other Costa Rica retreat if you're interested. I would love to have you there. I'd love to vibe and meet all you guys and hang and max, relax, and explore Costa Rica. I'm sending you guys so much love. Okay. Hasta luego. Bye, guys. Bye, Molly. Love you. Okay, bye.